The man on the airplane was just about to take a sip of water when he noticed his fingernails gradually turning dark. Jack, a doctor, knew. This was a clear sign of severe cardiopulmonary oxygen deprivation. Before he could react, the water bottle began to contract and deform under the changing air pressure. The cup started to shake. Flight attendant Julie sensed the impending danger, quickly climbing into her seat and loudly reminding passengers to fasten their seatbelts. The next moment, the plane began to uncontrollably shake. Passengers without seatbelts were immediately flung to the ceiling. Luggage started falling everywhere. The sudden turn of events threw everyone into panic. People desperately clung to their seats, praying non-stop. Soon, the cabin pressure dropped to a critical point. The captain hurriedly put on an oxygen mask to prevent losing consciousness. The passengers' masks automatically dropped. Everyone rushed to put on their oxygen masks, but they didn't know. At that very moment, a passenger was in the bathroom. The violent turbulence prevented her from getting up or calling for help. By the time she managed to open the door, she was severely oxygen deprived and ultimately collapsed at the doorway. Meanwhile, Jack also noticed someone had passed out from not wearing a mask. Selflessly, he rushed over, successfully helping her put on a mask. But when he turned around, he discovered his wife had also fainted, and he himself suddenly fell to the ground. It turned out the airplane masks generally only provide oxygen for about 10 minutes. Clearly, the oxygen was about to be depleted. At this moment, he spotted the emergency oxygen supply sign. Quickly, before losing consciousness, he opened it, pulled out the backup oxygen bottle, swiftly ran back to his seat to put it on his wife, successfully reviving her from unconsciousness. Soon the plane gradually stabilized, and they felt their breathing become smooth. The captain finally breathed a sigh of relief, immediately using the broadcast to calm the passengers. Everyone then felt reassured and removed their masks. Julie finally discovered the passenger in the bathroom, quickly finding an oxygen bottle to help her. Fortunately, the oxygen deprivation wasn't long. The passenger successfully regained consciousness and expressed gratitude. But just when everyone thought the incident was over, a man suddenly began having difficulty breathing. The helpful Jack quickly rushed over, but the man suddenly began to tremble all over, finally collapsing in his seat. Several people immediately worked together to carry him to the kitchen. Jack hurriedly attempted artificial respiration, but ultimately to no avail. To prevent causing further panic, the captain had passengers from the second level move to the first level, then place the body in the now empty second level. This would maximize avoiding passengers being in the same space as the corpse. At this point, Jack's wife criticized him for meddling, worried that if the deceased had an infectious disease, he might have already been contaminated. The young girl nearby, however, scoffed at this and even boldly touched the blood on the corpse as it passed by.